It's us one more time. Welcome, everybody. I am, of course, the Shane Show, baby. You can follow me on any social media format at Shane Show, baby. It's a Baybe. Yeah, some people are actually stealing that saying. I started it. But, Izzy, let's hear ya.
I'm Izzy, and as usual, I have Facebook, and I'm trying to grow an all right, pretty sweet beard, but I'm getting tired of it. Uh, you can follow me on Facebook at Walmart, at any random store you see me at. You can be like, "Hey, you're from the podcast." Yes, I am.
This ain't
Um,
this ain't a you podcast. Come on, it's a wrestling
hey, I'm just
podcast.
saying. I'm just saying. Some people are like, "Hey, you're that guy from the podcast." Yes, yes, I am. Thank you for not knowing my name, but yeah.
All right, so today's episode, just briefly, we're gonna go over a few hot topics this week in wrestling, and then we're gonna go over the Zawa card that will be on January 25th next Saturday, and then we are actually gonna go back and forth and talk about theme songs, great theme songs, bad theme songs that we like, theme songs that people should use, whatever
So
works. It's gonna be a rapid fire. So
I'm just gonna let you know really quick because we're doing this live and we've already gone far in. Move your camera back a little bit. I got half your head.
yeah, you just want to see
There we
me.
go.
You just want
Oh,
to see my. You just want to see my
that
nice.
shirt. That's better than my shirt, I would say. But just saying.
So, I got to listen to Chris Benoit's son's. He had an interview, and I got to listen to it. Izzy has not had a chance to listen to it, but I just want to say that it's a really good listen. It's worth the 48 minutes. I think that he does have the passion like his dad for wrestling. Unfortunately, we live in a society where if someone associated with you does a bad thing, you're also guilty too. Um, and unfortunately, it had to be his father, the father that he still to this day thinks that he is the greatest man alive, greatest wrestler, and he is still one of my favorite wrestlers and greatest wrestlers. People have to understand that, like he said in the interview, people have to understand if my dad didn't have a sickness or an illness in his own brain, he would have never done this. And, you can't prove, what exactly happened because we weren't there, like he said, but something went terribly wrong. And he still thinks that the closure mainly is because of his brain damage, and he had the brain of an 80-year-old man, um, unfortunately. But he did say that he wants to get into the wrestling business and that he wants to go by Chris Benoit Jr., and he actually has his tights and boots ready, and they are actually exactly like his father's. I do know that he's backstage in WWE, and I know he's backstage in AEW. But Izzy, do you think that he will ever get a shining chance in anywhere?
I would like to say yeah, and I would really hope he would. But like I said before we even started this, the kindergarten world that we live in ain't gonna allow it unless he goes by like the Pegasus Kid Jr. and puts on a mask. Um, I would assume that he's probably been trained really well and he can wrestle. But again, like you said, if you're even closely associated with it, he wasn't even there,
Seen that.
So yeah, so they're gonna be like, oh well, Chris Benoit, oh, I'm not gonna take my kids to go see it. Shut up. Just Chris Benoit, the wrestler, phenomenal. The person for what he did, it's whatever. That's completely different than what the wrestler in the ring did. And sure, that's what caused him to have all that brain damage. But in the end, you can't take away from what he did.
Right.
WWE can, I guess. But um, yeah, I would hope he can follow his dream and passion and do what he wants to do. it'd be great.
Right, and everyone deserves to follow their dreams and what they truly want, get what they want.
Right.
You know, if somebody did something bad on my end, I wouldn't want that to stop me from doing what I want, or anybody,
Right.
and he does have a great support system. He has Chris Jericho, he has Rey Mysterio, the Hearts,
A lot of
but
Benoit's running
yeah,
mates.
but then again, even if AEW, say, instance, signed him, okay, would TNT actually want to say, hey, we want him on TV as Chris Benoit Jr.? I mean, I guess today, like they put the belt on Tessa Blanchard after people were saying that she's racist. Impact did, but also AEW and Impact are two different companies. But
And isn't that film like ahead of time? Like it's not actually
I know
live?
that was live, I
Oh,
believe,
was
but
it?
they
Okay.
still went with it because they didn't want to change plans or whatever. But I wish that he does, and even if he puts a mask on, people are still gonna know who he is.
Yeah.
But I hope, let's give him a chance. Let's not be a society that, like everyone says. Like I agree, his dad wrestler, great, one of my favorites of all time. What he did, terrible,
Yeah.
terrible. But it was a really good interview, and I felt like it also gave him closure, and because he finally got to speak out about everything. I mean, he even said that, he was basically saying how he felt, and he even said that, WWE banned him from backstage just because he attended an AEW show. So he was let loose and said how he felt, and he even said that Kevin Sullivan, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Kevin Sullivan had nothing to do with it. They actually even investigated it.
Yeah, I
So
never thought he had anything to do with it. I just
no, no, no. I think I think that it was just his brain, and something triggered him, and
and I mean it didn't help we gotta admit he was on steroids at one point. So that also messes with, your whole mentality. Just like
and
a mixture of things that just
and
chair
he
shots
lost
for needles.
his best friend,
Yeah.
and he's known forever. And I do know how that feels, losing a best friend, and without any answers, and it takes a toll on you. It really does. It still does. But yes, the podcast, the interview, worth to check out. Just look them up. Um, it's worth the 48 minutes. So definitely check it out. It's on YouTube. I really enjoyed it. So it gave me kind of closure with the whole Chris Benoit thing, because like I said, he was one of my favorites. And, till this day, I wish I got to see Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit one last time. So, yes. But on to that, we did mention AEW. They broke the news this week that they are going to be signed to TNT till 2023. And also with a second show, which is, it's believed, that's going to be AEW Dark. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's great because, like we said last week with the whole wish list thing, I hope they get the exposure, and I think this is proving something that if you've got the gumption and you got the backing to do it, start a company and see what happens. Not everybody's going to run the same way. TNA, Impact, whatever. That's already run to the ground to me. So this is kind of a breath of fresh air. They're not going head to head per se with the main roster, but yeah, I think it's a good step in the right direction.
It really is. And, I'm glad that they're getting a second show, because, they're actually, to me, they're actually listening to people, because people are like, oh, why is Sean Spears off the last 2 weeks, but now he could be on AEW Dark or whatever. That's great. And also, it puts pressure on NXT. I mean, NXT is gonna now have to stay on USA Network for the 3 years, right?
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
will. I will say this though. I hope they don't put another show on too early. You know,
yes.
give it a year and a half, and then don't just rush into it. You know, because then it's going to be Thunder, and we all know how that was. Like, oh my god.
You see, and
So
someone did in the interview did say that um, somebody is watching WCW tapes. I'm like, why? Why?
yeah,
Hopefully, it's to say
Tony
what they're
Khan.
doing, what they did wrong. But like,
I think that's what it is. Tony Khan, from what I read, has been watching a lot of old WCW, and I think it's just to see to make sure that they don't follow in those footsteps. But with Cody Rhodes and all them, I think they have a pretty level head on where the business is going right now.
yes,
You know,
yes. And then also, I didn't say this in the prep, but Marty Scurll actually signed a deal with Ring of Honor,
yep.
and also he's going to be the booker. Good, bad, ugly? What do you think?
Booker, I'm kind of indifferent on that. I guess we'll give him a shot and see what it does. Um, but I'm glad he signed with them. But like I said, the Booker part, I don't know. This is where Austin would be here going. Oh, I love it. I love it. you know. Um, but yeah, we'll see
He
with
loves
that.
every bad idea.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe he's got a knack for it. You know.
My, my thing is, which is, okay, so if he's the booker, he books himself to be Ring of Honor World Champion, right? Does he get the Triple H treatment, or do people praise it and be hypocrites?
I don't think he would do that. Honestly, it's
Because
just
that
like
to
Cody.
me,
I don't see Cody booking himself. Like he'll book himself in a match just to get. Like okay, he booked himself in the match with Jericho. He didn't win, but look what it did.
right,
You know, it got MJF where he needed to be.
right, it's true.
You know,
But he also
so
didn't lose. He also technically didn't lose, right? Because he got,
no, they threw the towel in for him.
oh, okay. I didn't. I actually didn't see it because
So now he
obviously,
and that kind of made it to where okay, he can never get a championship match again. So that wrote him out of that story of ever holding a title, the big belt. You
that
know,
makes.
so
Because to me now with Marty as a booker, you just kind of just stomped on your chances of getting a world champion in a way. You know, like
in all
unless you're a
honesty,
bad guy.
in all honesty though, I would, and this is going to sound dumb, and people are going to be like, whatever, but I'll explain. I would rather not hold the belt and be the booker because in the end, at the end of the day, when you look at your champions and you look at where your show's at, that is like your ultimate. You can be like, I did that. I made that. You know what I mean?
That's true. You know, that is, yeah. And I'm glad that he is signed with Ring of Honor though, because he's doing something different than all his friends. You know, like
Right.
he's not going to his friends to get it the easy way. You know, like
Right.
um,
See, because that's something I love doing. Like when I would e-fed, um, which if anybody out there knows what it is and you know what I'm talking about, if you don't, it's basically creating a wrestler and then like writing your ass off just to like make this character a really good character, you know. Um,
yes,
but the most fun I had was coming up with angles, coming up with storylines, coming up with okay, so person A and person B, you know, they come to me with an idea and it's like, well, maybe you guys should do this. And we start incorporating and just watching that whole storyline just flourish. It wouldn't happen all the time. Sometimes people would flake out and they'd go.
right.
But watching it flourish was like the best part because then you watch these two, like, their minds just start going and they're untapping the potential that they knew they had, you know, or didn't know they had, whichever way you want to look at it. But that was the fun part. And I think that's what a lot of these younger wrestlers, when they become bookers, like to see.
You know, maybe WWE should learn something from AEW and Ring of Honor. Maybe get your writers as old wrestlers.
Well, you sometimes don't even need that. Look at NXT.
That's true.
You
But the
know,
main roster.
well, because look at the ideas who it has to go through in the end. So
I'm telling you right now, when Triple H takes over, all wrestling, every company will be great. It's good right now, but it's not great.
well, it's because Triple H is a big fan of old school wrestling.
Yes.
You know, he is, for not to be cliche, but he's a student of the game. I mean, he knows what wrestling is. And
Well,
yeah, we had the Reign of Terror and all that. But in the end, if you really look back on that Reign of Terror, I mean, it gave us a lot, which is maybe something for a different show, you know.
I
But
could talk about Triple H for like 10
yeah,
different
I mean,
podcasts.
maybe we'll do that sometime. But in the end, you know,
I love me some Triple H.
I think in the end, once he takes over, like you said, it's going to get great old school wrestling. You know, maybe they'll even bump down shows. You know, we won't have so many. But like
So
I
many
said, that's for another
hours.
time. Yeah.
Yes. So we will go towards talk about Zawa next Saturday, January 25th at the Provincetown Rec Center. It is a phenomenal card. The card is hot, hot. So I'll start off with the big ones first. I mean, all of them are big matches. Don't get me wrong. Chiron versus Havens for the championship. Havens gets his rematch because of the crazy ending last show. Who do you got?
I think you know who.
Havens.
I think this is his time. Mr. Havens for the win. He's going to be standing there holding that title up, and he's going to yell at everybody, "Who's a turkey butt now?"
See, I would enjoy Havens as champion, but considering Dan the Man's coming the following show, and Chiron's kind of like the fighter, I'm gonna say Chiron. It just kind of makes sense to me. Or Havens could win and Chiron get a rematch, and Dan the Man is in Chiron's corner.
Or even the special ref.
Oh, that's true. But I'm gonna go with Chiron. I really am. And then the TLC match for the tag team championship. You have the roommates versus the Academy. Who do you got?
The Academy. I called it last week. They're going to have a great tag team run. This is it. This is their time. They're going to destroy the roommates.
I
say it. Say it. Just go on and say it.
Bailey, Dakota, I love you. I'm sorry, I love you. That was like a Shawn Michaels Ric Flair thing.
And then you super kick them in the face with your words.
I'm gonna go with the Academy too. I think right now the Academy is so hot as heels that they could burn it down, if you get what I mean. Ha ha. But yes, I am going with the Academy on that. This feud has been one of the best feuds I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Here, LaSalle, anywhere I've went live, this is one of the best tag team feuds that I have seen in a long time.
It seems like they're taking it like to that next level, and it's getting better. It's one of the ones where you never want to see it end.
No, and I don't. I hope that the TLC match. I mean, you think about big matches like this, is usually the end. But I kind of hope it's not. I mean, I hope it's not, because this feud has been so good, and Tyler and Berna as heels though, like they just they don't want to fight anybody. Like the world owes them, and they just want to see it burn. Just light that match and just let it burn.
See, and then think of it this way: they become champions. It opens up the door for a lot of other teams to get together, and you might see a lot of new action, a lot of new teams. So,
which is I'm really okay with that.
Right.
Especially because Zawa has been putting on some of the best matches and some of the best stories lately, and so I mean since the beginning. But yeah, And then you have another tag team match, and it is Submit You versus Sour Saints.
I'm gonna go with Sour Saints. I just like their style.
I'm gonna go with Submit You. Herrick is a phenomenal wrestler, and Austin has been working his fucking ass off. So I'm gonna go with Submit You. They deserve it. No, this match obviously is one of my favorites. Hopkins versus Radrick.
Hopkins.
Hopkins.
You've been selling me on Connor. You've been really selling me on him. So.
Oh, I hope so. I just sent my entire friends list to like his Connor Hopkins professional wrestler page.
Which, if you haven't, go check it out.
I'm not getting off the Hopkins train because I think that he, like I said, he's going to be great. He's good. He's great right now, but someday everyone's gonna look back and say he's gonna be all over the place, all over this country, booked. Obviously, I'm gonna go with Hopkins. That match is going to be awesome. If they let them go and wrestle, those two are actually the future of wrestling. Radrick is a wonderful talent. He's a wonderful guy outside the ring. That match is definitely the future to me of wrestling, and I cannot wait for that match. So I'm actually gonna go with Hopkins, obviously, because I cannot turn my back on the savior.
He says that now, but see earlier, rewind about 5 minutes when he tells the roommates, "I'm sorry, but I gotta do it." I'm kidding.
That's true. Touche. Then the next one, you might want to sit down for this one. Lieutenant Dan versus Stumpy.
I'm torn. But
this is like your match.
But I'm gonna go Stump. I think Dan's gonna pull out some shenanigans, but I think that comb's gonna go flying. The mustache is coming off, and he's getting splashed. It's over.
I'm also gonna go with Stumpy. I think Lieutenant Dan's just gonna get his ass whooped.
He'll try. He will.
He'll definitely try. Lieutenant Dan definitely tries, but.
And if he does win, then I'm calling the upset right here.
What if Havens wins the belt and then goes against Stumpy? What are you gonna do?
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'll have a chat with both of them. Be like, you guys don't need to be fighting, okay? You guys need to.
You should be guest referee.
You guys should just be teaming up and just ruling through it. I already told you what a great plan was.
It's true.
To have the dean of the academy.
That would actually be a good idea. The next match is also going to be. This match is going to be a barn burner. Rough Crossing versus Sage Phillips. That's going to be a good match.
Has Rough Crossing been there when I was there? Because the name sounds familiar. I don't know if maybe you're just telling me.
Has there ever been a wrestler that talks shit to Dayton when you're there? Because that's him. Him and Dayton just butt heads. He's the cowboy.
I think he might have been at the last show.
He's like a mix of like Triple H and Undertaker to me. I mean, he really is. He talks the shit. He just kicks ass. Like talks shit to the crowd. This match, and Sage Phillips is a really good wrestler. But yeah, this match is also going to be the bee's knees. And then the final match I got on the card is Hart and Bucky versus Giza. I don't always never know how to say his name.
I was gonna say I think we had that issue the last time.
And his partner is Lee, which is Lee's hell of an entertaining guy. Hardenbauer makes his return back to Zawa. And of course Bucky, him and Bucky and Hardenbauer used to wrestle for Funky Monkey and Dreamwave. So this is actually taking me back a little bit. to the old originals when I used to sit by myself for Funky Monkey. So that tag match is also going to be good. Like I said, Zawa's on fire right now. If you are not checking out this company, this wrestling company, do it now because it's on fire. This card, I love this card. There's not one bad match. There's not one bad story right now. And it's hell of entertaining. Very proud of the boys. Very proud of Ryan. Very proud of Zawa. This card, Zawa's going places in the next couple of years. Like, it really is. I mean, they have a show down in Tampa during WrestleMania. That some of the talent are going down there. So I'm hoping more spotlight gets on them. And like I said, it's on the Indie TV app to watch all the past shows. I'm featured in one of them, holding Tyler for Dakota to bicycle kick him. So, hey! Yes, definitely check out the next, like I said, it's the 25th of January in Provincetown at the Rec Center. I still think that there is still front seats available, just a few. And then February 1st, right? 4th. 1st?
I'm sure it's the 1st. Hang on.
I think it is because it's the day before Super Bowl.
Saturday, February 1st.
Is in Rock Falls, and Dan the Man.
Dan the Beast.
Yes.
He's no man. He's a beast.
So beast. Dan the Man, whatever, you know. Dan the Beast. Hey, I'm not a UFC guy.
He's gonna stretch you when he sees you. He's like, "Where's that Shane? Where's that Shane Show guy?"
Dan the Beast, you know. He's obviously the man because he's a Hall of Famer. Yeah. But yes, check it out. That is at the American Legion on the 1st.
And it's called When They Fight, They Fight.
When they fight, they fight. Yes. It is $25 to do a meet and greet, which is, even if you're not a wrestling fan, which is, I don't know why you'd be listening to our podcast if you're not a wrestling fan, but
for your looks,
even if you just want to meet him, go meet him. Like, this is something big for this area. I mean, It really is. I mean, a lot of Hall of Famers, etc., don't come to Rock Falls.
And if for some reason anybody from the Gazette's watching, you ought to head down there on that Saturday and give it some promotion. I mean, like you said, there's not too often that you got a name like Dan Severn, who, like you said, if you don't even watch wrestling, you watch UFC, you know who he is, one of the originals, him, Shamrock, Gracie,
yes.
There's a lot of history.
Yes. And then, do you want to get into the theme songs now?
We can.
All right, you can kick it off.
So last week we were talking about, what would be a good idea, and we came up with the theme songs. Because if you think about it, theme songs are what get you going. I think one of the original
That's what she said.
Hey-o. I think one of the theme songs that started was, I know that the one that made it big was Hogan, of course, with Real American. Yeah, that I'm pretty sure there were other. Yeah, it had to have been because did you know actually Real American was not for Hogan? It was originally for Barry Windham and what's his name? IRS Rotunda.
Yes.
They were a tag team, and it was actually for them. And somehow Hogan ended up getting it and blew up. But it's really come a long way. We've had some that were like stinkers, and we've had some that were like really good. For me, when it comes to stinkers, a lot of them came from WCW. I don't know if you remember some of the songs that WCW used to have.
What up, Mach? Oh, yeah.
That one actually wasn't too bad. It was no pop in circumstance, and I just got bright in here. I believe it was Jericho had like a knockoff of Even Flow. DDP kind of had a knockoff of Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Jeff
Jarrett had Cowboy.
Hey, listen up, slap nuts.
Uh,
That was a
even
good one though.
you think so?
That got me into Kid Rock.
Even Vince Russo had a knockoff of Iron Man from Black Sabbath.
Yeah, he
Like,
did.
yeah, it was just like so terrible. I mean, WWE doesn't get away with it, but I mean, they had shit. So you got like Rob Conway, the one that says "Just look at me." That was stupid. Billy Gunn's "The One" song. Yeah, it's just
What about Billy and Chuck? You look so good.
that was a guilty pleasure. I kind of like
That's
that
what
song.
Austin. That's what Austin plays when he looks himself in the mirror.
Yeah, I kind of mark for that song a little bit because I'm like, dude, I, it's just, and it wasn't just theirs; it was Rico too. Rico ended up taking it after so long. I'm like, oh, but yeah, like I said, WWE's got some terrible ones. What do you got for some that come on the top of your head
That I like.
that you didn't like, that ones that were terrible,
That I didn't like. Oh.
like that you hear it and you're just like, oh my god, it's such a stupid song. Chavo's song when he was a white guy. It's stupid, you know.
Songs I did not like.
There had to have been some.
Didn't care for Dean Ambrose. Sound like a chainsaw. Sounds like me running. Remember when you were a kid and you put fucking the pop in the back of your bicycle wheel? um,
Yeah, Ambrose could have had a better one. Yeah.
Jackie's.
Which Jackie?
Not Jackie. Not Jackie. No, I'm forgetting. Now I'm on the spot. No, not Jackie. Why did I say Jackie?
I was like Jacqueline, Jackie Gaeta.
Jacqueline. I didn't care for
Oh,
hers.
okay.
Um,
It sounded too generic. It was like the creator wrestler theme.
I don't care for generic theme songs. Yeah, I really can't think because I only can think of like the bad Night Met the good ones. Shit.
You know, unpopular opinion. I was not a big fan of the Dude Love theme song. I I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Now it's in your head. Look at you. Yeah. I think when Austin turned heel and they gave him the glass broke and then the guitar just do 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 do. It was like.
What about the Disturbed one with words?
You know,
I like that one.
That is probably on my top 3 favorite songs, and I actually have that written down. I loved that version. I was like, dude, it's so good. And it was awesome because I went to WrestleMania 17 or X7 as they like to put it, and dude, when that music hit, that place went nuts. But then again, when I went to WrestleMania 32. His music hit again. It was just his regular one, and the place was even louder. So, Austin always did.
I have one I did not like.
Oh, okay.
American Alpha.
Oh,
NXT.
You mean Shorty G's music?
Yes.
That's basically
now it's Shorty G's. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that was supposed to pump you up, but Dan. It's like.
Yeah, I didn't.
Heavy Machinery.
Yeah, I didn't.
I don't like Heavy Machinery. I don't like the tag team anyway. So
right.
But with that though, it's kind of like right to censor. It's like, do you really consider their music like? Is it entrance music or is it just noises, pops, and whistles? You know, I hated it with a passion.
Matt Hardy when he did version 1.
Oh no, dude, that music was phenomenal.
Oh, not version 1.
Oh, the one that's the I Can't Stand that one.
Yeah.
Oh, loved it. And he had the little facts, Matt Hardy facts. Like Matt Hardy does not like mustard. I was like, dude. That was a great song. How can you say that?
I just want to go towards the ones we like.
I would say we
one.
can start going towards one we like, because
We're gonna get in a fight.
so like right now, I would say The Fiend. Balor's music's always fit him perfect, I think, because it's got that, especially when he does the demon, like it's got that heartbeat, and then he just pops up and he's there, you know.
Yeah.
Like I said, Austin when with Disturbed. Uh, Surprisingly, I was a huge fan of Hollywood Rock theme song. I don't know. It was just perfect. Yeah, it was like slow and just methodical. It was awesome.
I liked it. I did like that one.
Honestly, I was a pretty big fan of the NWO theme song over DX. Voodoo Child, of course, with Hogan. There's a lot of other ones if I keep going back, but I like the newer Shawn Michaels one, but I was a big fan of Sherry singing "Sexy Boy." I was like, dude, that's so awesome.
Yes, I like that one. I like the version of that one.
So what about you? What do you got going?
Well, I'm gonna be kind of bold here. Like I'm gonna put things together. Favorite theme songs of all time are Triple H's. The Game, all of them. The Game, Evolution, The King of Kings, My Time. Those are all
My Time was really good.
Yes. All of Triple H's theme songs that he's ever had, even the British one, have all pumped me up. I mean, that's the reason I became a fan of him, is mainly because his theme song, and then I started doing the pedigree on my trampoline, and then, you know.
Did you see? I watched a video today. Actually, it was Wikipedia Fact or Fiction with Triple H, and they talked to him about his music and stuff like that. Because I guess I don't remember what channel it was, but they named him like the rock, like metal god of the years or something like that. But they were talking to him about his music, and he talked about how they got, I should say, Motorhead to sing his theme songs and this and that, and it was pretty cool.
It is.
But yeah, I did like Triple H's music. Like I said, to me, My Time was probably my favorite one, just because the guitar, which is ironic because the same band that sang the DX song sang that song, and I was like, eh. But yeah, that was a really good one. I kind of liked. I loved Bret Hart's music. I don't like it now, like the updated one. It sounds too much like Natalia's, but the old one was really good. I like Ken Shamrock's theme song. That was talking about one to pump you up. It was like, ooh.
How about Randy Orton's theme songs? Burning in My Light is one of the best.
That one was really good. The Voices is all right, but yeah, Burning My Light was really good.
I hope someday before he retires, he comes out to Burn in My Light just one more time.
I liked CM Punk's original theme, which was ironically originally Randy Orton's theme.
This Fire Burns. Yeah.
Yeah. He had it for like a week. They're like, no, it don't fit you.
No.
But yeah, that one was pretty good.
Yeah. I actually like Brock Lesnar's theme song. It fits him. It absolutely fits him. I'm trying to think. What else theme songs do I like? Off WWE and WCW. Bobby Houston's song, Way Down We Go. When he came back to Zawa to go against Ryan and Zawa. That is still one of my favorite indie wrestling theme songs to this date. It's so good. his character fitted like he was like a New Jack, kind of like the leather jacket.
Okay.
Was kind of like he was kind of like New Jack and Sting, and
Yeah.
like it just fit real well. And I absolutely love that song. Every time like comes on, I listen to it on my on shuffle. If it comes on, I send him a screenshot and send it to him in chat. So,
All
but
right, that's kind of a good. Gave me an idea for a little game here. So the Zawa wrestlers that you know, because you've been watching them for a while, if you were to give them songs of like more famous wrestlers, like because it fits their character,
ooh,
who would you, like? Who would get what song? Like, let's say for example, the Academy. Like it doesn't even have to be just a tag team song. It could be like just a single wrestler song that they would come out to that fits them. And then when you see them next, you'll see if they agree with you.
the Academy, I would actually give them Edge's theme song. Current
Metalingus,
theme, yeah.
I could see it.
Especially Heel Burna coming out to Edge's theme song. Yeah,
That'd be pretty badass.
yeah. I think here.
So okay, how about your newest ones this year, Connor?
For Connor, I'll probably be like. So I'm trying to think. There's so many theme songs. I'd honestly give him probably Undisputed with the
They have
Sour
some good
Saints.
music.
Because to me, Connor Hopkins actually reminds me of Adam Cole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like his facial expressions and like his charisma. So I would give him Undisputed Era.
Yeah, they do have some pretty good music.
I would go Kevin Owens for Christian Rose.
The prize fighter kind of.
Yeah. I would go Damian Sandow's theme song for Havens.
I can see that. How about
Dakota, I'd go with Eugene.
the oh,
I'm kidding, Dakota.
oh my God. He's going to murder you.
I love you. I'll buy another shirt.
He's going to murder you.
Yes.
He's going to start playing the Undertaker theme when he sees you.
Speaking of Dakota, I will be posting a link. Dakota is selling his shirts. There's one shirt that I'm the only person that has bought. I hope people follow the link and buy any shirts, but hopefully that shirt too. I really don't want to be the only person that bought it. But yes, I will be posting a link when I post the podcast. So please follow the link. Buy Dakota a shirt. Dakota's getting booked actually a lot of different shows. So he's getting out there. So buy a shirt. But for Dakota, for real, IRS.
IRS didn't have music.
No, did he have it?
The only time he had music was when he tagged with the $1 Million Man as Money Inc. and they came out to $1 Million Man's music.
That's the song I'm thinking about. Him and Bailey. Him and Bailey.
Because they're money?
Because they're money. Bailey's money. But no, for Bailey, I would probably say John Cena.
The current or the Thugonomics?
Current. Bailey's not a thug.
I will say, now that you mentioned that, when he came back at WrestleMania as the Doctor of Thugonomics, dude, when that music hit, like that crowd went crazy.
So I popped.
And yeah, and we were sitting here actually at my house and we were watching it. And when that music hit, we're all like, "Oh!" We're like, "Holy shit!" Yeah. See, music like that is what I'm saying. Like that gets you out of your seat. That just like even if you don't like the wrestler, like there's a lot of people who like to think it's hip that I hate Cena, but you got to admit that guy has been busting his ass, you know. And so when his music, like again, when we went to WrestleMania 32, my son, huge John Cena fan since he was a wee shark boy. Um, like when The Rock was out there with the Wyatts and John Cena's music hit, like he jumped out of his seat because Cena wasn't even supposed to be there, and he was just pumped, you know. So it's moments like that that you're like, you know, if you don't have good music, people are gonna be like, oh, it's that guy, you know.
Right. And I think right now for the Zawa guys, I think they have all the good theme songs. I really
Yeah.
do. I do like a lot of theirs.
And it fits their personality, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, even like Lieutenant Dan, you know, when he comes out to that, you're like, oh, why? You know, but that's
Yes.
who he is. You know,
Right.
you see him, you're just like, this scrawny guy.
Yes.
But it goes with him because he thinks he's a Billy Badass, you know?
It does. But yes. Another good one to me is I do like Shayna's song, obviously.
Mhm.
Love Shane. I love Shayna's song. That's it fits her. I mean, it really does. Um, I do like MJF's theme song. It fits him.
Yeah.
Uh,
A lot
Jericho's
of,
Jericho's
yeah,
right now. Yeah.
yeah. I will say there was one song that I don't know if they were going to use it for a theme song, but it was by Saliva called King of My World that they
Yes.
used for Jericho at one point. I loved that song. That song was so awesome. And I thought that would have been perfect for him as a theme song too, because it's just, you know, it's some dude who's just infatuated with himself. And that was Jericho in WWE, you know?
He still has the same gimmick. He evolves it pretty much every
Yeah.
time. Um, but yeah, I can't think of.
And I will say there's also some songs, when you think of the song, you also think of the Titantron, like Taz. Do you remember
Yes.
Taz's theme?
Oh,
Do you remember his Titantron?
yes. He's
You
just
know,
going like
yeah,
that. The one that he was just going.
yeah, that was so cool, and it went perfect with that music, you know. And then when he came out, he just towel over his head, just strutting down. It's like, dude, this dude's a badass.
Aleister Black's entrance theme
Yeah,
song.
I,
Even though now you can hear the
yeah. I was about to say, oh, that's cringy, but that's Kevin Dunn.
yeah. Um,
Um,
New Day, that New
it
Day.
has
I kind of like the because
that
it
feel
fits
good.
them. Like,
Yeah,
and by the way, if you have not checked out their podcast yet, check it out. Um, it's actually entertaining. Like I said, Big E deserves a fucking push, but what
yeah.
do I know?
We're just fans.
Yeah, we're just doing a podcast.
Even
Uh,
even all the way down to Vince McMahon's theme music. You know, when you hear that music start up, you're like, oh shit, something's gonna go down. You know, here
or
comes
Shane
Vince.
McMahon's "Here Comes the Money."
Yeah.
Um,
No mention of Stephanie. That music is just terrible.
she should have stuck with "My Time."
But as the character evolved, like you can't see her coming out to that with.
That's true.
I think they should have just given. Well, like when the Authority came out, it was King of Kings. Whereas when Triple H himself comes out, it's the Game.
Ministry of Darkness theme song.
Ooh, ooh.
Corporate Ministry.
I wasn't a fan of the Corporate Ministry theme song, but the Undertaker's theme with the guitar, oh, that was simply awesome. I loved that. And when I played a lot of the like No Mercy and stuff like that on Nintendo 64, like that music was like always that and Kane's original theme.
Yes.
Oh, and
Original.
that just led me to another one that has probably one of the top 5 greatest entrances, The Brood.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that
Yes.
music. That when
Yes.
that music hit and then the Ring of Fire. Oh, that was so awesome.
That was a perfect storm.
Yes, it was. And it was a great stable too. I mean, you know, Christian, Edge, and Gangrel. Just really, really good. But You know, Gangrel's still wrestling.
Yeah,
I was like, holy
that's
cow!
just crazy.
And he's a porn director.
I mean, hey, you're good
Gotta
at
have
it,
a
do it.
hobby.
You're good
But
at
yeah,
it, do it.
that was some good music. A lot of the Attitude Era had good music.
Batista, I walked
Oh,
alone.
yeah. And then
That was
tripping
always
when you get in
good.
the ring. Uh,
Any females that was good, bad?
I liked AJ Lee's theme music.
Yes, yes.
Um,
Lita,
I was thinking that.
Lita. Always, every time that her music hits, I'm like, woo, woo, woo.
um, I I'm kind of a fan of Asuka's. I will admit, and this is gonna sound really weird, the Iconics theme
Yes. Yep.
kind of like gets you.
Don't worry. One of my favorite theme songs is Carmella. So
Oh,
you know I love me some Mella.
I groan at that. Oh. Hey, did you? This kind of goes off topic, but it kind of does. It goes off the music topic. But you said Mela, and it reminded me of R-Truth. Did you watch Raw at all this week?
Mm-mm.
Uh, there was a segment with Brock Lesnar where he was out there and Paul Heyman's doing his spiel, and he keeps talking about how people are going to realize that his prediction is truth, and the truths will set him free. And R-Truth came out, and he started talking about how he's entering himself in the Royal Rumble, and how he may be a big man, but he's going to throw him over the top rope. And he was talking to Paul Heyman. And Brock just starts laughing. Like, it almost looked like Brock was genuinely laughing. Like, that is awesome. But Heyman was like, yeah, I'm not in it. Lesnar's in it. So R-Truth was like, oh, well, then I'm officially taking myself out of the Royal Rumble. And then he got his butt kicked. But like, that segment was just pretty funny. I seen it, started laughing, and I'm usually not an R-Truth fan. I think he's got. Well, the thing is, I think he's got a lot of skill and he's got a lot of talent, but they're making him like the bumbling fool. Anything for a paycheck, I guess. I don't know.
But I mean, he plays it like he goes in there 100%, no matter how much shit they give him. They're like, he's like, okay.
Well, like that one year when he went in with the ladder in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
It was like, what are you doing? No.
Another one. Hot Rod Rowdy Piper.
Oh, heck yeah! When you heard those bagpipes,
Macho Man's in the 80s, 90s.
yeah.
Not the hey Mach.
Oh yeah.
Dusty,
Mr. Perfect.
Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream.
Yeah. Oh. Oh my God! I cannot believe I forgot this one. Somebody gonna get their ass kicked. Mark Henry's theme song, though.
Dude,
Yeah.
I would always mess with a buddy of mine, and I'm like, oh, here comes Mark Henry. Somebody's gonna get their butt licked. He's like, butt whipped. I'm like, no, he's gonna lick someone's ass.
You know who even actually had a good one was Eric Bischoff. I'm back.
Yeah, and that's another one that fit him pretty well. But I understand that a lot of these theme songs were Jim Johnston theme songs.
Yeah.
And he put like a lot of thought into like a lot of those, like Honky Tonk Man.
Right.
I love Honky Tonk Man. He took a look at him. He's like, all right, because I watched the interview and he was like, I look at their entrance, how they want them to come out, because they do the test run and all that.
Right.
And he goes, so I watch that and then I just go with the beat and just figure it out. Like that's how he did Vader's, Legion of Doom.
Yes.
When you heard What a Rush, I was like, oh, somebody's gonna get murdered. That was one of my favorite tag teams. Demolition.
How about just close your eyes, Christian?
I liked the original one.
Yes. Yes.
Actually, the Christian theme that I really liked was At Last. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
The operatic one.
Yes.
I was like, dude, that was cool.
Victoria's. But the one by Tattoo.
Tattoo.
Yeah.
And then you watch the video for that song. The actual video for the song. No, not the Victoria Titantron. I'm talking the actual video to that song.
Yes.
You ever seen that?
You know who I am? let's be honest here.
Yeah, let's be honest, all right.
Let's be honest here. I mean, Victoria is one of my favorites of all time. Her and Gail Kim, and obviously we'll go through that some other time when we talk about top females.
Which should be a pretty good topic right there. Because there's a lot of females throughout the years.
Yeah. Rybacks. Feed me more.
I wasn't a fan of that song.
What?
Yeah,
you're gonna be fired from this podcast too, like Austin was.
I'm just saying, man.
We let it slip that I fired Austin. Sorry.
What's this we?
Oh, it's the change. I'm just taking over. I'm like fucking Anakin now. I'm fucking Darkseid.
Let the hate flow through you.
Or how about this theme song? Rap is crap.
West Texas Rednecks.
Hell yeah.
I hate rap. Dude, they were so... It was, what, Kurt Hennig, Bobby Duncombe Jr., and the rest? I know.
Yes. I miss Kurt Hennig. God, I miss Kurt Hennig.
Buff Bagwell and Buff Daddy.
Yeah. Buff Daddy. Actually, fun story. I had an ex-girlfriend. Her favorite wrestler of all time was Buff Bagwell.
Wow.
So I made fun of it as much as possible. I'm like, Buff Daddy. We didn't last, obviously, because she was a Buff Bagwell fan. APA protection.
Always pounding ass.
Yeah, same here. Oh. Kidding.
Yeah, APA was pretty good.
Zack Ryder radio.
Oh.
Ziggler. I'm here to show the world.
No. Not a Ziggler fan. Not a fan of his music. Oh.
Smoking mirrors. When he was heel, the dark one.
There's you can always go Ronda Rousey with Bad Reputation. But I mean, she kind of used that over in UFC too.
Fuck Ronda Rousey. One song that always got me. It wasn't a theme song, but wrestling used it. "Tell Me a Lie," the Shawn Michaels tribute. Oh. God.
Oh my!
I was a kid crying. Leave me alone.
Oh.
Oh no.
No. And on that note,
March of Alex, right?
The dance.
The dance.
That was a pretty good one.
You getting in trouble?
No, they just need to know if I was down here.
Throw something at them. Somebody call your mama.
The Funkasaurus. Actually, you know who that song was originally made for? Was Ernest the Cat Miller, who had an awesome theme song in WCW.
Yes. He's a trainer now, ain't he?
I think so.
But yeah, I can't think of anybody else.
Although there is one.
Oh, It's a New Day by Legacy's theme song. It's a new day.
Hang on here.
All the Undertaker theme songs.
Oh yeah, even the Johnny Cash.
Yes, yes. Like I said, Triple H's, Randy Orton's, Break Down the Walls, Jericho. Maybe we may never hear that song ever again.
Although everybody, I have Shane's theme song right here, and it doesn't even have to go the whole distance. You just hear it and you know it.
I'm a nice man.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna get sued by WWE because that was a 5-second clip.
Sorry, I'm an ass man. Or New Age Outlaws.
You know, and what's funny is I was never a fan of the Outlaws either. I wasn't a fan of Road Dogg. Just not a fan.
He was a gimmick.
Yeah. And he's still trying to use that gimmick.
Sure is. Oh, DX is reuniting at the Madison Square Garden show.
Me and my brother actually were big fans, and this is going to sound so goofy. We were big fans of Jeff Jarrett when he came out with the blinking glasses and the blinking suit, and he had that violin music.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
We were such big fans of that. I don't know why. We were like, that's an awesome Jeff Jarrett.
Chris Benoit, whatever.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Which is that's the thing I forgot to mention on earlier. His son is actually talking to Our Lady Peace and going to use that song. Yeah. There was another one. One song I feared the most was Goldberg's theme song because every time I played it or someone played it, my brother was going to come kick my ass. Which you see lost a lot of times. If you're listening, sorry. Believe it or not. I'll always love Rey Mysterio theme song just because my best friend when we were kids, before we lost him, used to be Rey Mysterio all the time. So that theme song every time. Yeah, I think it's almost time for Rey Mysterio to hang it up, but I enjoy seeing him because it brings back my best friend. You know, and I actually enjoyed Hurricane Helms' theme song.
Yeah.
Because obviously everyone knows I'm a little guy, so there came a time and point where I couldn't be Triple H no more because my friend said it was unrealistic, so I had to be Hurricane. So
look at you. I know who you are. You're the Hamburglar. Throwing chicken nuggets.
I met Hurricane. There's a picture around here somewhere of him. So he was a great dude. He let me hold the Hurricane title. So, but yes, I was a fan of that. But yeah, I think that's it though. I think we've
covered a lot of.
I think we did pretty good for kind of a rapid fire. We kind of did it something different. We didn't write notes really. We just kind of went off.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just watched me and Shane sit on a couch and just shoot the shit. That's basically all we just did.
That might be happening with future spinoff podcast of the Shane Show. It's still in talks. Like I said, there is quite a few list of people, and actually speaking of list of people, there has been numerous of people, fan-wise, wrestler-wise, that have been wanting to be a guest actually on our podcast to help us out and just to talk whatever, wrestling, talk whatever. So I'm going to go forward with it. I'm waiting for some things, and but also there might be also a spin-off happening, so hang on tight. Probably won't happen until after March, though, because January and February have been hella busy, and plus February is the Shane Show's birthday. It should be a national holiday, but it's not. But yeah, so I'm going to be busy doing old man stuff because I'm turning old. So turning old, man.
How old are you going to turn?
33.
Then I'm dirt.
Well, we know that. But we're talking about me, though. It's all about me. Like I said, we're going to go forward possibly with a spinoff, going forward with guests. There's going to be a very, very special guest coming, which is I'm very excited for. I'm not going to give the details yet, but someone came to me and said that they would want to be on the podcast. So it's going to be big. Probably the biggest that this podcast has ever seen. That's what she said. But two. But yes, January 25th. Zawa live. Go there. Be General Mission. It's in Provincetown Rec Center. General Mission front row. February 1st. The Rock Falls to go see Dan the Beast. So it's $25 to meet him, meet and greet or whatever, I believe. So listen to our podcast, subscribe, like it, dislike it, comment, don't comment. Thanks for your support anyways. Like I said, go to the Zawa show, support those guys, and buy their shirts, buy Dakota's shirt especially. So I think we're going to end it there because I'm rambling. So be good to others, and see you all soon.